Have you ever wondered about the languages that have slipped through the cracks of history? Languages that were once whispered in secret or spoken by a select few, and then nearly vanished altogether, only to leave behind faint echoes in the annals of time. Today, we are going to step into this fascinating world of secret languages, linguistic relics that history almost erased. Let's start with one of the most intriguing examples, the Polari Code. Polari was once a cloaked language used primarily among British gay men during the first half of the 20th century. It was a lifeline at a time when homosexuality was criminalized, a means to communicate safely in public without drawing unwanted attention. Derived from a mix of Italian, Romani, Yiddish, and rhyming slang, Polari was almost like a verbal disguise with its camp, theatrical flair. For instance, if someone referred to a bold badger, they were probably talking about a police officer. But how did this peculiar language come about? Polari finds its roots in the shadowy corners of the British underworld and subcultures. It began with the cant and thieves slang of the 16th century, before absorbing terms from various communities over the centuries. By the 19th century, it had evolved significantly, thriving among sailors, circus performers, and prostitutes, effectively acting as a protective shield against authority and prejudice. In its heyday, Polari held sway in London's theatreland. The light-hearted language was peppered with double entendres and flamboyant expressions, synonymous with the camp humor that prevailed in gay bars and drag performances. However, this also made it susceptible to stereotyping and mockery once homosexuality began gaining social and legal acceptance by the late 1960s. The transformation of societal attitudes led to the decline of Polari as both a necessity and a linguistic identity. By the 1970s, it was gradually fading into obscurity, its expressive and vibrant vocabulary almost forgotten. Continuing our journey through hidden dialects, let's visit France and explore the fascinating world of langue des oiseaux, or the language of the birds. This enigmatic language claims to unlock hidden meanings, often found in mystical or religious texts. In the Renaissance period, this cryptic tongue was reputedly understood by alchemists and was believed to reveal deep philosophical truths hidden in plain words. The langue des oiseaux employs homophonic reinterpretation and multilingual puns to convey concealed messages. For example, the French word for bread, pain, when paired with the idea of life, presents the dual meaning of nourishment and suffering, since pain also sounds like pain in French, meaning sorrow. This layered interpretation was particularly valuable to mystics and esoteric scholars who found soulful connections beyond literal language. While the language of the birds was never meant for everyday conversation, its enigmatic charm continues to encourage a form of intellectual and spiritual imagination that transcends ordinary linguistic boundaries. Venturing further afield, let's explore a mysterious tongue lost to the winds of time. El Silbo, Gomero. Nestled on the island of La Gomera in the Canary Islands, El Silbo is not so much a language as a whistled speech. It bridges ravines and valleys, its unique trills and pitches echoing between cliffs, carrying messages across vast distances. Originating with the Guanches, the island's pre-Hispanic inhabitants, El Silbo transformed speech into a musical form understandable to those in the know. But what exactly enabled such a language to evolve? The rugged terrain of La Gomera, marked by steep ridges and deep ravines, posed communication challenges that whistles overcame with impressive efficacy. Information transformed into pitches enabled quick, efficient exchanges, critical for both social relationships and survival. Spanish colonists adopted and adapted these whistles, ensuring their continuation even as indigenous languages faded. In the 20th century, modern technology, like telephones, threatened the Silbador's role, pushing El Silbo to near extinction. However, recognizing its cultural significance, local efforts revived El Silbo, incorporating its teachings into school curriculums. Today, El Silbo Gomero is recognized by UNESCO as a masterpiece of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity, a status that celebrates its unique character and conservation. Our journey of secret languages now leads us to America, home to one of the most significant linguistic achievements of Native Americans, the Code Talkers' languages. During both World Wars, Native American languages played a pivotal role in communications. Unlike traditional codes, these languages provided an unbreakable shield. Navajo, Choctaw, Comanche, and other native languages were used as they were unfamiliar to enemies and had no written form to betray their secrets. The most famous of these were the Navajo code talkers of World War II. Their code comprised both actual words and invented terms to describe modern military technology. For instance, iron fish referred to a submarine. The Navajo language was tonal and complex, with sounds and structures non-existent in European languages, making it a perfect linguistic fortress. Not only did the code talkers' efforts save countless lives by ensuring secure communication, but they also elevated the status and preservation of native languages. Post-war, efforts to document, teach, and revitalize these languages have drawn from the recognition and respect garnered by the code talkers' indispensable contribution. And speaking of Native American languages, let's not forget the Catawba language, which reflects a poignant tale in the broader narrative of secret and endangered languages. The Catawba people, residing in the Carolinas, spoke a Siwan language that dwindled as European settlers encroached, bringing both external pressures and diseases that decimated indigenous populations. By the mid-20th century, Catawba was considered nearly extinct, with only a few elders able to recall the language orally. However, a remarkable revival effort emerged as community members embarked on painstaking linguistic detective work. Utilizing historical documentation, audio recordings, and collaboration with linguists, the Catawba people commenced language revival programs, teaching new generations. This ongoing project of cultural reclamation affirms the resilience and resolve to reconstruct and cherish an almost lost part of their cultural identity. In Asia, a lesser-known yet fascinating language awaiting exploration is the whistled speech of the highlands of Turkey, known as Kush Dili or bird language. Like El Silbo Gomero, Kush Dili uses modulated whistles to communicate across majestic hills and valleys in communities where words take flight via sonic bird calls. Utilized primarily in the Black Sea region, particularly in Kashkari, this form of communication has existed for generations. Kush Dili thrives by converting Turkish words into musical notes, symbolizing vowels and consonants, constructing sentences with melodies that waft through the mountainous terrain. Farmers' fields and shepherds' flocks benefit from its application, bridging distances that might otherwise require arduous travel. Although endangered by mobile phones, local efforts strive to maintain this traditional form of communication, celebrating it through festivals and educational initiatives. Moreover, whistled languages resonate even in the distant Amazon rainforest. The Polari people, a small indigenous tribe in Brazil, communicate using a language unique for its simplicity and absence of numeric concepts. It has drawn the attention of linguists worldwide due to its ability to convey meaning without complexity typical of most languages. In addition to verbal speech, the Polari language includes humming and whistling as modes of communication, an adaptation that suits their dense forest environment. What is enigmatic about Polari is its approach to time and numbers. Their linguistic structure is stripped of terms reflecting past or future events, an embodiment of immediacy tied to cultural values. Most astonishingly, without words for specific numerals, the Polari utilize relative terms like few or many, focusing on qualitative aspects rather than quantifiable precision. This linguistic worldview holds rich insights into alternative cognition and cultural philosophies that defy modern expectations. Our exploration wouldn't be complete without highlighting the enduring mystery of the Etruscan language. Before the Roman Empire dominated the Italian peninsula, the Etruscans flourished in what is now modern-day Tuscany. They left behind a wealth of artifacts and burial inscriptions, but their language remains largely indecipherable. Despite having an alphabet related to the Greek script, Etruscan vocabulary and syntax evade full comprehension. Without a Rosetta Stone equivalent, understanding Etruscan presents challenges that have intrigued and baffled experts for centuries. Efforts from linguists and historians continue to unravel its secrets incrementally through existing bilingual texts, hoping to piece together more of the Etruscan societal and cultural tapestry. Despite these efforts, Etruscan remains one of history's secretive voices, whispering from the shadows of its illustrious past. Let us not overlook the fascinating contributions of the secret sign languages, such as those developed by nuns within the confines of strict monasteries. In medieval Europe, silence was often part of monastic life for nuns under vows, prompting them to devise silent communication. These gesture-based languages allowed the expression of essential needs and instructions without breaking their vow of silence. Different monastic orders developed their own sets of signs, meticulously mapped out and taught amongst sisters. These signs carried both simple messages, like requests for food, and complex discussions about spirituality and daily duties. Such languages are valuable records of religious life, and an ingenious testament to linguistic adaptation arising from unique lifestyle constraints. In examining secret languages forged out of necessity and innovation, we encounter stories not just of hidden tongues, but of cultural endurance, adaptability, and reclaiming lost heritage. These languages capture human spirit in the margins of history, a journey across borders and eras that reveal how ingenious and adaptive humans are in finding ways to communicate and encode identity within language. As we wrap up our linguistic expedition through history, remember that the tapestry of human communication is rich and varied. Many of these secret languages serve as bridges, either across geographical landscapes or between cultural divides, offering us a glimpse into the creative potential of human expression. It's a reminder that language is not just a tool for communication, but a canvas reflecting our diverse ways of seeing and understanding the world. And there are certainly more tales waiting to be discovered in the vaults of linguistic history. Follow History Oddities for more fascinating stories from the past.